runners up in the Premier League and runners up in the Europa League, losing in a terrible penalty shootout and a horrid way to lose any game. Manchester United are a team going into the 2021-2022 Premier League season by storm with some unbelievable signings and a very good transfer window so far, but a huge piece still missing in the whole of the midfield. That is right, guys. I'm doing the Manchester United season preview for the 21-22 Premier League season. We're going to dive into things, talking about how they played last year, how they finished, and talking about what I think they're going to do this coming season, wrapping up the transfer business, and what I think they should do next. Also talking about my young player of the year, my breakout player of the year, and my player of the season, and talking about where I think Manchester United will finish. This one will probably be a bit longer, guys, because I just got a lot to say. It's my club. I'll try not to make it too long for you guys, but I will keep it nice and good for you guys. The best content possible. But, guys, I'll jump straight into things. Like I said, reigning Premier League, or runners-up in the Premier League and runners-up in the Europa League. It was up and down of a season as a Manchester United fan for myself. I thought second in the league was a massive step forward. I didn't think that we took 2 steps forward, 1 step back like we're used to. And I think it was a very good thing for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I think it was very needed to show the improvement in the league and not to keep him in 3rd, 4th, and 5th. I think he needed to get out of that little hole he's found himself in, just barely making Champions League football, getting 4th, and the club being happy. I think it was huge they got 2nd place. It showed progression. Once we were 1st in the league, it showed a lot of progression, gave us a lot of hope as Manchester United fans. And once we took a 2nd place and held it, I was very content. I was very happy that we had 2nd place. I think we should have pushed on. I think we could have easily earned more points than we did. But I do think it was a very good season, a very up and down season for the most part. We could have easily earned a lot more points against the weaker teams, but we did very well against the stronger teams like we usually do. But the Europa League, Europe, Villarreal, Unai Emery, we should have won that game. Ole messed that up on the day. Before that, we played Wolves. We played unbelievably. Donny and Matic in that midfield, they were fantastic. Matic was your holding midfielder. Donny played the Pogba role. Unbelievable regista. Moving the ball around, helping out the attacking midfielder. I don't think Bruno played that game. He was resting him almost 100%, sir. But that was unbelievable. And then a week later, he goes to McFred again, and it just wasn't the same. It was slow. The ball was moving extremely slow. The ball didn't get to Bruno as fast as it should. And it was very disappointing to see how we played in that Europa League final. For me, I wouldn't say we're lucky to have it 1-1, but I don't think Villarreal deserved to be winning. I don't think we deserve to be winning. I felt like it should have been a penalty shootout, but I hate the penalty. I thought of a team winning a penalty by penalty shootout just feels wrong. I've always hated it as a football fan. I'd rather the season go into extra time and just the game be won, or have another leg or something. I just hate penalty shootouts, guys. It's the worst way to win for me. It's the worst way to lose. Obviously, when you win a penalty shootout, it feels like you're on top of the world. When you lose it, you feel like you're just in a state where it's the worst thing ever. And when United lost that, man, did I feel it hard. But just the way we lost it too, I just haven't felt that kind of 11-10 kind of scoreline. Like, I hate how much people were blaming it on Dave and how he took a bad penalty. Guys, he's a keeper. He's supposed to save it. He's not supposed to score goals. I hated how much he was blamed for it. But I know that was a long time ago. And Villarreal deserved it on the day. We played terribly. And it's a learning curve for Ole. He went semifinals. Now he's gotten to the final. He's got to show that step up this coming year. And going into next year, I'm very positive and I'm very confident going to this year, but we still have a massive hole sitting in that midfield. I just want to move on to the transfers and talk about who we brought in, who we had depart, and talk about who I think we should still bring in and what we still got to do. If you're looking at top departures, most of it is a lot of young talent going out on loan. Nothing really happening. Joel Pereira, I've always highly rated him, but he was never getting ahead of Dave. He was never getting ahead of Dean or other goalkeepers we've had. So Joel Pereira is gone on a free now, and he's joined a Portuguese club back in his home country. Sergio Romero, the Argentinian best second keeper ever for me for the longest time. He was phenomenal, and I don't think he was given the credit from the hierarchy or a lot of other people. I think he should have been starting more games in the Premier League when Dave was going through rocky starts. And unfortunately, it's ended in a very bad way for Sergio Romero. He's walking on a free. For me, he'll probably go join the MLS, but he could easily start for one of the Premier League side. He's still only 34, I think, and he's still a tremendous goalkeeper. You're looking at other players. Tahiti Chong joining Birmingham on loan. He played great in a couple preseason games for Manchester United. I think Birmingham are getting a steal, and I hope Tahiti Chong has a great year and starts a lot of games for Birmingham because I think he has a great future ahead of him. And I think he'd be a great bench player for United coming up next year. Facundo Palestri. This is a guy I really want to talk about for a couple minutes here, guys. Facundo Palestri is going to Deportivo Alaves on loan again for another season. I think this is a great move for Facundo. I loved him when he joined the club. I thought he was a very underrated signing by us. We bring him in this preseason now. Man, was he phenomenal in those first couple of games we had. For some reason, for the life of me, I can't remember who we played in the first couple preseason games. He scored an unbelievable goal. He's scored, assisted many goals. He was just phenomenal in preseason and showed the talent he has and showed how good he was. And another player, Axel Zebi, today, I made a video on him. Go check it out, guys. It would mean the world to me. But he is joined on a season-long loan to Aston Villa, and I think that's going to be great for him, getting a lot of first-team experience. And I really hope Ole looks at him next year and he backs up the likes of Raphael, Varane, and Harry Maguire. Moving on to the ends, Jaden Sancho, we all know that move's been talked about for years. Should have happened last year for me, but I'm glad we finally got it through the door. For me, that was a last year signing. Still a fantastic signing to move the club forward. Also bringing Raphael Varane. A lot of people are probably going to say in the comments, he's not official, blah, blah, blah. But that's because of the medical. He's already in Manchester. That's going to be completed. That's all the COVID, all of his visa issues. That was to be expected. And bringing in Tom Heaton. I love the signing of Tom Heaton. I think he's a great goalkeeper with a lot of experience and a lot to give. People are going to downplay this signing. I think he was great in preseason. He was fantastic. But for me, I don't understand why you need to bring in Tom Heaton when you have Lee Grant there and you already know that Dave and Dean are still there. I don't understand why we haven't sold one of Dean or Dave. People might argue to me, well, we need competition at first keeper, blah, blah, blah. We need competition at number one. No, we don't. We really don't. One of the guys needs to be back. He needs to have the positivity. He needs to know that he's the number one and he'll always be backed by the manager. Not knowing that he could be switched out next week if he screws up. He doesn't need that mindset. But I just don't understand why bringing in Tom Heaton. We already have two world-class goalkeepers. For me, Tom Heaton's a backup goalkeeper for a Premier League side. But he is a good guy to bring in for experience and helping in the dressing room. I know it's getting a bit longer of a video, guys. I want to keep it shorter for you guys. I don't want it to be extremely long. I could talk for hours about Manchester United. If you want me to do a longer video about Manchester United, let me know down below in the comments. And I could totally rant and talk about United for a long time. If you guys want to know more about Manchester United, let me know in the comments what you guys want to see, because I would love to do some Manchester United video for you guys. My Young Player of the Year. This is going to be very interesting because obviously I'm making this before the transfer window ends. So I'm not sure who is going to stay at the club, who's going to leave on loan. But if I had to base it down on two players or one player specifically, I would say Amad Diallo. I think Diallo is going to be one of those players that we look at in years to come or years in the future and say, wow, what a signing. He was worth that 30 million. He was worth all those bonuses. He is phenomenal. I think Amad Diallo looks fantastic. Seeing him coming off the bench, seeing him play in preseason, seeing him last year score that unbelievable header against AC Milan. He just has a bundle of talent. You could also say Mason Greenwood. For me, it's one of those two. I think they're going to do tremendous. It's just going to depend on how much game time Greenwood has. And I really hope he plays up top at number 9 quite a bit this year. For me, my breakout player of the year, that's a very interesting one, guys. And I feel like it'll be Fred. I feel like Fred's been unbelievable in some point. Actually, I'm going to give it to Donny van de Beek. I feel like Donny van de Beek's going to play a lot more this year. And I feel like he is going to get some chances. And I feel like if we bring in another midfielder, which we should, Donny van de Beek will get to play a lot more beside a holding midfielder. Like we bring in a holding midfielder like a Ruben Neves, like a Saul Niguez. Donny can play beside them. Paul will play beside him and have Bruno up top in that 3 of the midfield, which is perfect. I know this is becoming a longer video, guys, so I just want to give out my predictions for Manchester United. I have them at number 2 in the Premier League, coming in second again. I City not going to run away with them. I will be extremely happy if we can challenge City till April or challenge them till March. Just keep the pressure and show the fans that there's progression. And United have to go out there and win a FA Cup. We have to win a League Cup, or we have to win, or have to have extreme progression in the Champions League. Give us a semi-final. Give us a quarter-final. Move forward in the Champions League. Win a FA Cup and win a League Cup. Those aren't easy to win. Go out there and win one. Always show us that you can win us a cup. But guys, Young Player of the Year, I'll give it to Amad Diallo. Breakout Player of the Year, Donny van de Beek. And Player of the Year, Bruno Fernandes. That didn't really need to be said. It's kind of obvious. And I think Manchester United will finish second in the league behind Manchester City. Let me know what you guys think about comments and predictions down below. But guys, hit the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like, drop a sub. It means the world to me. Keep all the positivity. It's fantastic linking up and talking to you guys. But guys, I'll see you guys for another one. Hope you're having a fantastic day, and peace.